Let's talk about the time the entire world collectively decided we are not paying for music anymore. And nobody, not the artists, not the labels, not the government, could stop us. I'm talking about an era where you could download Beyonce, 50 Cent, and a virus in the same file. And nobody questioned it. We really risked the family computer for a song we weren't even going to listen to like that. History was ghetto. Let's get into it. Welcome to History Was Ghetto, where we revisit the moments that had the world acting like laws were optional. Today's episode, Napster and LimeWire,
Ooh, deep cuts.
aka the era where teenagers declared war on the music industry and won. So let me break it down simply. Napster equaled sharing music with strangers. LimeWire equaled the Wild Wild West of the internet. $18.99 for a CD that cost the label 80 cents to make. So music went from $18.99 at Best Buy to free in your bedroom. Napster was the first time regular people realized, oh, we can beat the system. Let's jump into what I'm calling the digital heist. Dun, dun, dun. Everybody became a criminal overnight. Overnight, everybody had access to everything. No subscription, no password, no shame. If you're watching this and acting like you didn't do this, you're lying. Okay? We didn't call it stealing, though. We called it downloading. You could download an entire album before your mom called you for dinner. People had 10,000 songs and couldn't even name 5. And of course, you had that one friend with every song. You'd go to their house just to use their computer. They had folders inside of folders inside of folders. A whole filing system organized by genre, by year, by mood. This person was not okay. But you needed them. And their computer sounded like it was fighting for its life. Every fan running, the whole desk vibrating. Child, that computer was tired. It had seen things. We didn't grow up stealing music. We grew up redefining ownership. Now, let's get into the next segment, LimeWire Chaos. You might get the song or you might get ruined. And this right here is when the internet got ghetto. LimeWire wasn't a platform, it was a gamble. We trusted a random file named Usher _real MP3 more than we trust people today. Let me walk you through a LimeWire session because this was a whole experience. First, you had to wait for your parents to get off the phone. Because if someone called the house while you were downloading, the internet disconnected. Gone. All of it. You lost everything. So you're sitting there guarding the phone like it's a crime scene. You open LimeWire, you type in the song, and immediately there are 47 versions of it. Yeah, Usher Clean, MP3. Yeah, Usher featuring Little John, Full HQ, MP3. Yeah, Real, No Virus, MP3. The one that said no virus was always the virus. Always. So you pick one, you hit download, and now you wait. The progress bar comes up. It says 47 minutes remaining. You leave. You come back. It says 1 hour, 12 minutes remaining. You come back again, 23 minutes. You come back one more time, 2 days remaining. And we accepted this. We sat with this. We were okay with this. Finally, it finishes. You double click it. The song starts playing, and it's the wrong song. It's not even close to the right song. It's somebody's uncle playing guitar in a different language. And you deleted it, and you went back, and you tried again. We were built different. And then one day, your computer just stopped. It got slow, real slow. And you knew exactly what you did, but you couldn't tell anybody because then they'd know you were on LimeWire. So you just watched it get worse, praying that God would fix what LimeWire destroyed. He didn't. You downloaded Yeah by Usher and got a man coughing. Half the song started with DJ and you just accepted it. Trust me. Everybody downloaded Sierra's Promise and AOL First Listen. That you actually thought that was the intro of the song. Your computer caught more viruses than a hospital waiting room. Or a bathroom at a Diddy party. Either or, allegedly. We trusted strangers on the internet with our entire hard drive. Your computer would start acting weird, and you knew exactly why. So let's go into the industry fights back. The labels started losing their minds. Suddenly, record labels realized they weren't selling music anymore. They were chasing it. So the music industry finally woke up and looked at what was happening and decided to handle it with grace and strategy. Nah, they lost their entire minds. The Recording Industry Association of America decided the solution was to sue everybody. Not the platforms, not the companies, the people. Regular people, broke people, children. They sued a 12-year-old girl named Brianna Lahara, who downloaded music on her family's computer in New York City public housing. The little girl said, and I'm not making this up, "I am sorry for what I have done. I love music and don't want to hurt the artist." She was 12. They sued her anyway. The music industry looked at a child in public housing and said, "Get her!" But they didn't stop there. They sued a 66-year-old grandmother named Sarah Ward. Said she was illegally downloading rap music. She didn't even own a computer.
The fuck?
Her computer ran Windows 95. The songs they accused her of downloading were hip-hop tracks. They had the wrong person. Didn't matter, they sued her anyway. The music industry was out here serving legal papers like it was a sport. And then Metallica got involved. Lars Ulrich, the drummer from Metallica, personally delivered a list of 335,000 Napster users to the company and demanded they all be banned. 335,000 people. He printed it out. It was 60,000 pages long. He showed up with it like he was doing something.
What the fuck?
The internet responded by making Lars Ulrich the most hated man in music overnight. Metallica fans were burning their albums in the street, their own fans. Lars went to Congress, testified, and the entire internet booed him in real time. You went to Congress to tell on teenagers, and you lost your entire fan base doing it. History was Ghetto. So the music industry had every lawyer, every lobbyist, every resource in the world, and they were losing to kids with dial-up internet. Let me tell you something. You cannot sue your way out of a cultural shift. They didn't learn that until it was too late. The music industry didn't lose control. They got humbled. Now let's get into the burned CD era. When mixtapes meant something, this was the era of emotional playlists. Making somebody a CD was not casual. This was a process. You had to open the software, drag the songs in, decide the order, which was 30 minutes of emotional decision making by itself, because the order said something. You don't open with a love song. That's too aggressive. Just putting that out there. You don't put a love song last either. That's too obvious. Track 7 was always the message. You agonize over track 7. Then you'd wait for it to burn. And sometimes at 97%, it failed. Wasted disc. Wasted time. You had to start over, and you did, because that person was worth a 25-cent disc and 45 minutes of your life. That's the most romantic thing we've ever done as a generation, and we replaced it with a Spotify link. We sent somebody a Spotify link and thought that was the same thing. It is not the same thing. If somebody makes you a CD, they liked you. So track 7 was always the message. People curated playlists like relationships depended on it. That was the first time people realized music wasn't just something you listened to, it was something you gave. Now let's get into the downfall of shame. Nobody thought that this was wrong. No guilt, no hesitation. And here's the wildest part. The person who started all of this was 18 years old. Sean Fanning, college dorm, 1999, built Napster in a few months and accidentally destroyed the music industry. He wasn't trying to rob anybody. He just thought sharing music with people was cool. And within a year, 80 million people agreed with him. 80 million. That's more than most countries. One kid, a dorm room, and the entire music industry collapsed. And he didn't even have a plan. Imagine breaking something that big by accident. History was Ghetto. Napster didn't just change music, it changed how we think about ownership. The internet didn't just give us access, it removed consequences. We didn't steal music, we just abolished pricing. Now let's go into the cultural impact and what this era did to society. Let's really talk about what this era actually did to us. Not to the music industry, to us. Before Napster, if you wanted a song, you had to want it enough to drive somewhere and pay for it. That friction was actually doing something. It was making you decide if you really wanted it. Napster removed that decision. And once you remove the friction from getting something, you stop valuing it the same way. We went from owning 12 albums we knew every word to having 10,000 songs and skipping every single one. Your attention span didn't get shorter because of TikTok. It got shorter because in 1999, we learned we could skip. We never stopped. Streaming didn't innovate music. It just cleaned up the crime scene. That was the moment people stopped asking, what is it worth, and started asking, can I get it free? You could skip songs in 3 seconds. Commitment never stood a chance. Now, let's look at a lens of this perspective. If it happened today, you know what the modern LimeWire is? Justin, give a guess.
YouTube?
It's your cousin's HBO password.
Oh, yeah. For sure.
You didn't pay for it. You don't know whose name it's in. You're not even sure it's even legal. And when it stops working, you just text your cousin. Nothing changed. We just got more comfortable about it. And in my final verdict, let's give this era its proper rating. Mess level, 10 out of 10. Criminal behavior, 11 out of 10. Yes, 11. We exceeded the scale. Regret, 0. Absolutely 0. We would do it all over again. We are doing it again. It's just called a family plan now.
Pretty much, yeah.
And the craziest part, we were right. Not legally, obviously not legally, but culturally, we were right. Music was overpriced. The industry was extracting, and a generation of people collectively said no. Without a meeting, without a plan, without a leader. Just everybody did it at the same time. That's not theft, that's a movement. A very illegal, very chaotic, very ghetto movement, but a movement. We robbed the music industry and then streamed the evidence. I guess we were NWA 2.0.
And we did it as a family.
Yes. Now, be honest. What's the first song you illegally downloaded? Don't lie. Drop it in the comments. Also, did LimeWire ever destroy your computer? Comment either my computer died or I got away with it. No wonder why I was going through so many damn laptops. Went through the Sony Vaio, the HP. Had like 4 different laptops before.
My sister would burn all of them for me, so I was perfect. I ain't own a single one of them shits. I ain't lose nothing.
And if you've never seen History Was Ghetto before, first of all, where have you been? Subscribe, follow, do whatever the algorithm needs from you, because we've got a lot more history to get into. And trust me, it's only going to get more ghetto from here. People act like streaming saved the music industry. Streaming didn't save anything. A generation of people decided music should be free, and the industry had to build a whole new business model around that belief. We didn't lose that fight. We just let them put a monthly fee on our victory. History was ghetto, and we're still paying for it $12 at a time.